You know, I resisted video a lot because my fear was, I mean, again, in a second home market where all the buyers are far away and the sellers are often far away also, my experience has been that it's really hard to sell a house sight unseen. People have to come and visit the house in person, visit the property in person. My biggest fear with video always was that you're giving them so much information that they feel like they don't need to come and see it in person. So video has evolved over time and the bar keeps getting raised. And so we understand that our goal is not to sell the house with the video. Our goal is to get people to come and see the house in person. So we always try to tell us.
Very interesting thought. And I agree with you completely that there is a fine line, and I'm obviously a digital guy. There is a fine line in putting out too much information about a property where the potential buyer no longer feels the need to come and visit the home in person. So taking
It's
that.
a pain to come to Sarasota. I mean, it's an all-day trip, even from Boston, a direct JetBlue to Sarasota, still all day. And so if I could eliminate it by watching the video, I will. So the way we do our, if you watch my videos, if you go to my realtor website, our videos always tell a story. We sold a house this summer for most expensive home ever sold in the particular area. It was only $2 million, but it was double the prices. We reenacted the search for this property by the first owner of the property back in the 1940s, where this guy was actually a veteran of World War I and World War II.
Wow.
He was a reconnaissance pilot in both wars. And so we rented a biplane. We learned that the FAA, it's illegal to mount cameras on an airplane. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I had to hold the camera in the plane. We had people on the ground. So we reenacted in a biplane his search for the perfect property. And then we said, you know, your reconnaissance is over. Here the perfect property is now yours. We have another property we just listed now where, imagine this, you have kids?
I do not.
Yeah. So imagine a 9-year-old kid. Think about a 9-year-old kid you know. Do you know any 9-year-old kids?
I do. My business partner has one.
Right. So look at this kid and then think about this story. So we just listed a house here, and the guy who built the house in around the late 1800s went to work on the ocean as a cabin boy at age 9.
Wow.
So he starts work plying the seas of the eastern seaboard, you know, as a cabin boy, works his way up to being a captain, finally gets tired of the sea, and he comes on land, very successful career, and he builds this huge mansion on this beautiful piece of land in this historic little village. So we take a picture of a clipper ship, and we do all this stuff because we're trying to tell a story, get people engaged with the story to want to come and see the house in person.
Storytelling is everything.
It's everything. You know, we've sold homes where we had another house where, you know, the guy built the house in 1890. And when he built the house, he had a portrait painted of his wife and hung it to the left of the fireplace. And the portrait is there to this day. And we've sold this house, I forget, either 2 or 3 times. Last time was 13 million. And it's the whole story of the portrait and don't move Zadie. Her name is Zadie. Don't move that picture. We can't guarantee what's going to happen if you do, but we've been told that you should never, ever move this picture from a
spot. That's amazing. And it's memorable. And in a luxury market where inventory and competition is through the roof, that is what makes you rememberable.
And that's what we try to do in our videos now. We're not so much talking about, oh, the R factor of the second shingle on the left is, 27. We don't get into all that. We just really get into the lifestyle, the story. We try to convey it as economically for us as possible because we want to obviously spend as little money as possible on the videos. So we make them very personal, and we use a real videographer. But I've spent as much as $20,000 on the video, and it's just really
wow, 20,000.
Yeah, I've got one. I just spent 20,000. We had actresses. We had when I drove in the drive-in and saw the catering truck, I knew I was in trouble. But anyway, it was fun. It was a beautiful video. The guy's a great videographer. Comes from Nashville, Tennessee, and does real estate videos. But as much as I love him and I love the video, you don't really have to do that. We do our videos for much less than that now.
Yeah, and as a big advocate of video content and someone who's really, I've done my research that this is not obviously as we're doing this on video right now, it's not something from the hip. It's something I'm big, just like you, massive into education, learning. This is
Right.
not rocket science. I want to look and see who's doing it best and how are they doing it. Exactly why I'm so fortunate to be sitting here with you. But video is everywhere. And in the last year of which where I've truly doubled down on video, I have seen value, and I've shot video in quality and content wise, ranging from the shaky iPhone of me holding the phone, selfie style, shooting the video, all the way up to the full on production. We've had actors, actresses as well in some of our property videos. I've covered the gamut, and I have to tell you, I see value at every step of the way,
No
but you
question.
don't necessarily have to spend that money.
No
Even
question.
now, the video we're shooting now that we're going to post is very raw. It's you and I just having a conversation and a dialogue. People truly respond to that. They don't need you to be perfect. They don't need us to look like Tom Cruise or George Clooney